Alright, Miss Parvati, I believe we are finally headed out to the geothermal plant. So remember what I said, always keep your weapon out in front, cause you never know if the Marauders are gonna be ready to jump out and spook you. So I see that those Marauders are still there. Or at least what's left of them. You think that some automaton will come up and clean them up, or at least some sort of janitor or custodian. Well, this does look a little familiar. Oh, looky there, there's the community center. You know, I'm getting a little parched. Let's say that we take a look and see what provisions we have. Oh. Well, I guess I'm not gonna be eating very much. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two and figure out how to add all that food to my inhaler. You see, I have some asthma, and sometimes I need to inhale all the good stuff from different foods and whatnot. Of course, I don't do any of those illicit substances. Alright, Miss Parvati, we have not met any Marauders. Although, that doesn't mean we should not be on our guard. We should definitely be on our guard. Why don't we go ahead and check and see what's in this here house? Hello, Mr. or Mrs. Oh, we were just in the neighborhood and I'm feeling mighty hungry. I would very much appreciate some beef jerky. I guess there's nobody here. Well, Miss Parvati, how many times have I told you to close the door when you walk into the room? Alright, anyways, let's see what is here. Hopefully this is not gonna turn out to be like the three little mongooses. You know, the one about the Goldilocks with the mongooses, and she takes her porridge and she eats it all and she has a right a good time. Then the mongooses, they what was it, mongooses? I don't know. Miss Parvati, thank you for listening to my story. Let's go on to the next house. Check both ways before you cross the street, Miss Parvati. Oh, well, that is sad. Some poor fella got himself evicted. Hello, madam or sir. I am very hungry and looking for beef jerky if I could. Alright, Miss Parvati, the second house does not have any, Miss Parvati, how many times have I told you, close the door? Anyways, space is Corona, strip tease. I feel like that's a play on words or something like that. Somebody's been reading on the toilet. Well, at least they been washing their hands with some purple soap. Let's see. I see a shunt. Somebody's keeping their ammo next to the bed. I would not want to step on that. No siree. Alright, Miss Parvati, weapons out. Let's head on out into the world here. I believe we are getting closer to the geothermal plant. But you never know. We might get accosted by raiders. Or even worse of things. I wonder if that happens to loop around back to Edgewater. Would you by any chance know? Alright, there's the Botanical Lab.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for the, Botanical Labs. Could you help me out, missus?
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Oh, you're sure? I'm looking for, Miss Adelaide, and I kinda need some answers from her.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Well, you see, I do like to think that I am a learned man, but, well, you see, Mr. Reed Thompson, he said something about former workers living out in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Oh, well, that is mighty fine. Where could I possibly find Miss Adelaide, if you could point me into the right direction?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Oh, is it like possibly 2 plus 2? Because I think I know the answer to that one. That one happens to be a 4. But by any chance, did you have any trouble with Marauders? Because I kind of dealt with a couple on the way here.
You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if Marauders got to her.
Well, I am mighty sorry for your loss. I will keep an eye out for her in case I happen to come across any some corpses. In case I happen to come across Mrs. Zoe.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Well, like I said, I will keep an eye out for her. Well, I'll just keep an eye out. Don't worry about it. How about that?
Appreciate it. Honest.
I will leave you be. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Adelaide right now, and keep your eye on me. I suppose. I'm just gonna go right on down. My weapon is kept. You don't have to worry about none of that. Now, Miss Parvati, do you see what I did there? I tried to play the helpful gentleman so that she would find me trustworthy, just in case I have to pop a cap in Miss Adelaide. Miss Adelaide, I presume.
Gosh, it's so pretty.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Actually, just one. Did you mention some beef jerky? Anyways, sorry. You must be Adelaide, I presume.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
You see, I'm actually here on some business. Mr. Reed Thompson, he sent me to make the peace with you.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Well, it says that you're living off power that belongs to the town. Come back to the cannery. It's pretty much about it. That he was very, very blunt with what his request was.
Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Also, Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned the geothermal plant, and yeah.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Well, you see, your camp has a power regulator, or so Mr. Reed Thompson has told me, and I'll need it to repair my ship so I can get off this rock.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Well, I'm not exactly a hero per se. Exactly, what have you got against this, the Edgewater town anyways?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Exactly what do you have against people trying to make a living?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
Well then, let's say that I help you out, hypothetically speaking. What happens to Edgewater then?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
And, you think, Reed's just trying to spite you then?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
Well then, I guess I will just have to consider it then. Weigh my options and see what will be the best choice, at least for me.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
That's okay, I left the vicar down in Edgewater. And I think I also lost Miss Parvati. Oh, no wait, never mind. Miss Parvati, I do believe we need to figure some stuff out. But first thing, I think I'm gonna need a little bit of some medical ship. But let's say that maybe this time I will just get the ranged. We'll go with the handguns, of course. And some persuasion, let's just say. Alright, Miss Parvati, I do believe it is time for you to become very, very useful. I will definitely be needing your engineering skills. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be looking around, making sure you don't have any spare power regulators or even a logic control thingamabob. Miss Parvati, if you would be so kind as to help me locate one of them logic modules. Oh my goodness, there is a chicken out there in the middle of the road. Well, looky look. Personal files, first entry. May the Eternal bless my first endeavor. It's been 2 days since I walked away from life at the Edgewater Cannery. Fortuitously, the old botanical labs are still operational. Mostly. The soil's sour. I'll do what I can, but I'm going to need some powerful fertilizer. Tired of having the taste of salt tuna lingering on my tongue day in, day out. I want something fresh, something that grows out of the earth. Let's take a look at this last entry here. We found another worker from Edgewater. Ex-worker now. Desertion rates must be climbing. I'm not terribly surprised. Reed's style of management has always been tyrannical. I imagine an exodus is brewing. At any rate, the worker was in a sorry state. Fever, shallow breathing, delirious. Must have been plagued. I sent him right with a diet of greens. He was all better in a couple weeks. Physically, spiritually, he is one of our flock now. Well, that is mighty interesting. Let's take a look at these experimental notes. I am hereby repurposing this botanical lab from its original conception as a gear in the soulless automaton of the corporate machine. This greenhouse may look impressive, but like all Space's choice products, it is cheap and unreliable. I shall have to make some repairs with my own 2 hands. This place shall become a nursery. Before it was abandoned, I understand the horticulturalists failed to produce a single viable crop. Something about the soil being too poor. I am determined to find a way. May the Eternal smile upon my endeavors. Let's take a look at this last entry here. Flora are living things, as sensitive to their environment as any breathing, thinking body. I contend that the crops in this region fail because the corporate scientists tending to them are cold, heartless, inhumane people acting on behalf of a sterile and inhumane power. One cannot expect your crops to flush with green and reach for the sky under these conditions. The soil is sour, it's true. I don't know quite how to explain that. I am sure the scienticians will say something about biology or the carbon cycle. But I can conclude, after months of my own experimentation, that the secret to a rich and wholesome garden is love, attention, compassion, and a natural fertilizer bursting with organic materials, just as nature intended. Well, whoop-de-doo, I guess she figured out the secret to life in the universe or whatnot. She's also got a grill. I really, really wish I could use that grill for some beef. Well, look at there. Might as well take those teeth. Miss, I think she is gone. Oh, Miss Adelaide, you wouldn't by any chance happen to know where I could procure a logic module? No, you're too busy looking at the blue liquid water there. Alrighty then, I'll just get out of your hair. Miss Parvati, I believe it is time for us to get going to the geothermal plant. But I'm kind of wondering if maybe we can get some help. I did hear that there were robots over there. Miss Romero, was it? I have a little question. If I was supposedly to help out with this Zoe problem, would you help me out in some way?
What is it?
Well, I got questions about Zoe.
I'll tell you what I can.
Do you have any idea where she might be hiding?
Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already.
Oh, well, you snooped around her room? Did you find anything?
Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about.
Well, how well exactly do you know her then?
Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
Well, I guess I will go ahead and talk to him then. Thank you kindly. I'll be leaving you right now. Come on, Miss Parvati. We have to talk to a fella. All right, Mr. Stefan, I have a few words for you. Specifically, can I please have some of that meat right there? But also, I have some questions about Zoe.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with?
As much as I would like to taste your beef, I'm told that Zoe is gone missing.
You mean Zoe?
Yes,
Yeah, we
exactly.
were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
What exactly happened on the day that Zoe disappeared?
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions.
Well, how about this? Was she acting strange before she disappeared?
Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Hold on, there was something else.
Hey, I got time.
Let me see
Fresh
what
off the
you're
limb.
selling.
That includes canid meat.
We have canned meat, but I'm not sure if that's exactly beef jerky. Well, the pistol looks mighty fine right there, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I cannot quite afford it just yet. And you don't have anything else that can help me out. Alright, well, thank you kindly, Mr. Stephen. I'm just going to have a look-see on inside of Zoe's house dwelling over here. Come on, Miss Parvati, and don't forget to close the door behind you. What do we have here? So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'ams. And would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I've always hated the cannery, and I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the veil once, didn't I? Just because I got sick, everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and I grabbed a little too much of adrenatime. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility and surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of adrenatime and suddenly you're committing larceny. Well, that is definitely the rough life there. Nothing in the toilet. Here's another note. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today is the day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the Marauder threat. Bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fires. Probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a wonder to folk like me. Living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of salt tuna. Should last me a couple weeks if I ration. Got some adrenatime too. Everybody loves adrenatime. Even Marauders, right? I got odds those Marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of adrenatime before their eyes. This is gonna be great. Look out, Terra 2. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm gonna have a whole gang of Marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I can even score some Rizos. What exactly is a Rizo? Anyways, I think we need to get back. Mr. Stephen, I have some questions about Zoe.
Something I can help you with?
Yes, more
I'll
questions.
help if I can.
You said that Zoe was a little strange. Can you tell me a little bit about her then?
Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his Marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her.
Oh? And what exactly was this surprise for Zoe?
The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Huh. Well, then see you around. I guess I had better go and find Zoe wherever she could be. Alright, Miss Parvati. Yes, wave goodbye to Mr. Stephen. So, you see we have some clues. Now it's time to follow up with Miss Romero. Miss Romero, I believe I have some further questions.
What is it? What is it? I'll tell you what I can.
Let's say hypothetically that Zoe joined the Marauders. Or maybe they took her away.
Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why Marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I can tell.
Oh, well, she is a woman, but any chance you could point me somewhere specific and not just out there? Because out there is kind of everywhere, if you catch my drift.
Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere.
Well, alright, alright.
What is it?
That'll be it. I'm gonna go ahead and find Zoe now. Alright, Miss Parvati. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a Zoe. Alright, Miss Parvati. I do believe I see some Marauders over yonder. So we are definitely gonna be going the sneaky route on this one. And if possible, I would like to try to sneak around. Oh, but maybe not down there per se. Alright, let's see if we can sneak around through the bushes over here. Alright, I see a cannon up ahead. I see a Marauder right there. Right. Alright, Miss Parvati. Don't make any sudden moves. We need to get right over there to the next patch of grass. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna be making it though. Alright, Miss Parvati. I need you to stay underneath the grass. Making sure that nobody's looking. Alright. I think we are good to go. Just keep it nice and quiet. There we go. I believe we are going to make it out of this in one piece at least. Alright, Miss Parvati, I see something. I see a cannon. I see some more Marauders up ahead. Why don't we take to the high ground? That way we can get at least some sort of advantage on these hooligans.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Well, I can tell you why. It's probably because of all of the Marauders hanging about. And we might need some substantial firepower to get through this one. So let us play the wait and see game.
There we go! Nice one!
Alright, Miss Parvati.
Sorry, I can't!
I think we need to change something a little bit here. I need you to go on the offensive. All right, Miss Parvati. Don't mind me if I make a mistake and hit you. I'm mighty sorry about that. Alright, are you alright, Miss Parvati? Let's take all that we can from these here corpses and make our way to the young lady that definitely needs rescuing after all of this trouble. Oh, sorry about that, sir. I really hope that you are the Zoe that we're looking for.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
Excuse me? You sound confused or possibly unscrewed.
Only thing unscrewed around here is the head of that Marauder you took down. Never seen moves like that outside my serial dramas. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you, so I think you need to take my hand so I can guide you back down to town, or the geothermal plant, rather.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
With the corpses? Well, anyway, you need to go back. People are worried sick about you.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me.
What about Stefan? You two were friends.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Yes, you do. Take care. Don't die on the way out. Alright, Miss Parvati, we have a golden opportunity here. We are definitely going to loot each and everything before we head on back. A good day to you, miss. Don't mind us. There's nothing else to see here except for all of this delicious loot.